Welcome to another video in this series. Today we're going to go through downloading the Kali ISO image and burning it to a USB. So the first thing you're going to need to do is Google Kali ISO image, click on the top option, official Kali Linux downloads. You want to select either HTTP or torrent depending on your download preference. In this video we're just going to use HTTP because it's easier. Click on HTTP. That'll download the Kali image. I already have that downloaded, so I'm just going to cancel that, but obviously you're going to let that run through. Second thing you're going to download is WinSetup from USB. So if you just type in Google WinSetup from USB, click on the top option there, click on downloads and download the exe. So we're going to download that executable, save it. As I said, we've already got the ISO image downloaded, so we don't have to wait for it. Now what we're going to do is click on the WinSetup from USB. Click yes. Extract it to this folder location. Click on the WinSetup from USB folder. Select WinSetup from USB again. Click yes. And before we go any further, what I would do is format the USB, so make sure you've removed any files that you want from that USB prior to doing this, because it will delete everything off the drive. So I'm going to go ahead and format that USB I've just plugged into the system. Hit format, just leave it as NTFS, and you can just leave it as quick format, press start. That's just going to tell you it's going to erase all the data, and that's fine. That's now formatted. Now what we're going to do is go back to the WinSetup from USB interface, refresh that list, select again the USB, select Linux ISO from the checkbox, browse to the Kali ISO image we downloaded from the website, click open, boot menu name, if you just leave that as it is, that's okay to leave that like that, click OK and then click go. This may take a little bit of time, so if you just be patient for a few minutes, it should have burned to the USB. You should have now had a dialog box up saying that the job has been done. If you just click OK to that and then close the WinSetup from USB software, the next thing we're going to need to do is boot from that USB device. The best bit of advice I can give you here is to Google your motherboard and the manufacturer and research how to do this. It's going to be different on pretty much every BIOS screen, but it shouldn't deviate too much. So for instance, I have an Asus Z97K. I've googled Asus Z97K boot options and I've got this image here. Just to give you a closer look, this is what my BIOS looks like when I restart my machine and hit delete or F12. Look for the prompt when you restart your machine. It should tell you which key to press to boot to BIOS. Can be different on different machines. Generally delete will take you there. So on my BIOS screen, I just need to press F8 for the boot menu and then select which device I'd like to boot from. As I've got a Toshiba device, when I go onto my boot menu, it says Toshiba is option 5 because they have various hard drives on my machine. When I click that, you should come to the screen on the next video.